Hi, everybody. I'm delighted to be joined today by Ashfaq Ahmed, who is AKA the Recruiting Monk, and we are talking about recruiter enablement. So, Ashfaq, thank you for joining me today. Give us a quick introduction to you, what you do, and tell us a bit about your background.
Cool. Thanks, Adam. Thanks for having me as part of this discussion. Okay, this is Ashfaq here. I am from India. I'm based out of Bangalore, which is known as the startup hub in India, right? So I run a company called as RecruitingMonk. So I started my journey as a recruiter, and I spent a year or year and a half as a recruiter. And after that, I've been building recruitment teams. Okay, I started building recruitment teams right after 1.5 years, and then I got into the training space, right? Recruiter training space. So
Yeah.
so far, I've trained more than 10,000 recruiters, and to be very specific, I train tech recruiters. Okay.
Yes.
I train only tech recruiters because that's a domain which I have chosen for myself, a niche which I've chosen for myself, right? And I started this company named Recruiting Monk, which is more around like a community for recruiters. We do a lot of events for recruiters. We do some free events. We do some paid events. We run events like Sourceathon. So last time we ran a Sourceathon event driven by technology, right? Wherein
Yeah.
people had to do live search on LinkedIn, and there was a live scoreboard where people getting ranked based on the way they are sourcing and stuff. So that
Wow.
was a fun event which we did. So in
Yeah.
short, I run a lot of programs for recruiters. One, I work with a lot of companies here directly, be it startups, mid-sized companies, or even large enterprise companies. I've worked in enabling their TA teams, right? And
Yes.
other than that, I run open house workshops for recruiters, like small workshops. It could be a 3 4 hour session, or as long as like a 40 50 hour mini diploma program, okay, which goes for
Yes.
about a 3 month kind of a program. So this is a quick background of the kind of a work which I do.
Yeah. Wonderful. Okay. Now, I wanted to add something to that, which is that Bangalore might be the startup sort of capital of India. India, I think, is fast becoming the recruitment capital of the world.
Cool.
There must be more recruiters in India than any other country now, I think. So
True.
well done on training 10,000 recruiters, but I think you've got a big market to still go for. There's a lot more people out there who need your support. So, what is recruiter enablement to you?
Okay, so there are two things when we talk about recruiter enablement today. Most of the companies, when we talk about upskilling recruiters, they treat that as a yearly tick mark for their training programs,
Okay.
right? They say, okay, we have a budget to train our recruiting team as well. So here's the yearly budget. Let me give a tick mark to that yearly budget.
Yeah.
And trust me, not much happens with these 8 hours or 10 hours small cohort of programs. Okay.
Yeah.
Unless and until you provide them with an environment to
Yeah.
adapt to changes, right? If you have to enable recruiters, you have to give them that environment. So one of the challenges what I have seen is when I go deliver these 8 hours, 10 hours short programs, people have this wow factor, right? They're like, wow, this is amazing, good. But they go back to the table, right? They go back to square, they start working. And then again, their managers sit on top of their head saying, hey, you need
Yes.
to deliver X number of resumes in a day, and they're back to square.
Yes.
So they don't give them that environment, they don't give them that process what they need to implement. And at the end of the day, they're like, okay, what is the ROI of the training? Nothing much happens. So that's where I
Yeah.
have seen a lot of differences with companies who actually focus on enabling recruiters. One such example I would give is Thoughtworks India, right?
Hmm.
So Thoughtworks
Yeah.
have an amazing, they've nurtured some amazing recruiters. Okay.
Yes.
And the reason why they've been able to nurture amazing recruiters is because they have processes. They keep pushing recruiters to come up with something new, give a webinar on each topic, maybe quarterly ones. They bring people from outside the industry to do some events. So that's where they set up processes focused towards recruiters, and then that helps them to enable. And if you look at ThoughtWorks, if you look at the recruiters who have worked at ThoughtWorks, you will find some amazing recruiters, and you will also find these recruiters moving and joining to some amazing product companies. Right.
Yes.
That's one way to look at it. If you can give that framework and provide that environment for recruiters, that helps them. So the other aspect of how I try to ensure there is some bit of enablement which is happening is through this 3 month mini diploma program. Okay. So this helps them more. This is more of a mentoring, coaching kind of a program, wherein I start from the scratch. I'm not sure how it's been in the US or the UK market, but in an Indian market, the way we started our career as freshers, most of the recruiters, we were hired and then we were asked to shadow a senior recruiter for 2 3 days, sit with them, observe what they do, and get going from the fourth day. Meaning, a good majority of recruiters never had a structured learning when they joined as a fresher. So
Yes, yes.
that means their foundation was very weak. So
Okay.
in this mini diploma program, what I do is, because I have ran a lot of I run an assessment platform also for recruiters. So there are
Yeah,
more than 3,000 recruiters who have taken up my assessment. So I
yeah,
see that more than 70 to 80% recruiters lack in the fundamental aspects, right?
yeah,
A lot of fundamental aspects. So in
yeah,
this mini diploma program, what I do is there are people with 2 years up to even 15, 20 years experience take up this mini diploma program,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So here I see, I give them the foundation of the fundamentals to start with. I tell them you have to do unlearning before you learn something, right?
yeah.
And
Okay.
then I start from the scratch, and then it goes to the more advanced modules what we have, and it's a proper mentoring for about 50 hours. So there I
Yeah,
see the lot of people getting to have a lot of changes, right? The way they approach a particular requirement, the way they see candidate engagement, storytelling, and other bunch of things. So that helps them enable, because there is someone to mentor them continuously for about a period of 3 months, right? So that's how I
yeah.
see it.
Okay. Lots of great information there. Um, the in terms of companies that have taken the learning they get from you and they've gone and um, created really effective teams, have you seen them put in place particular processes or technologies or like libraries or templates or whatever things? Are there particular things that they've used, tools and things that they've used that you would recommend everybody does?
Yeah, there are certain aspects, like for example, uh, irrespective of how good a ATS is, in India, even today, a good majority of recruiters use Excel sheets or your Google
Yes,
Sheets, right? You give them an
yes,
amazing, super cool UI ATS, they would not use it. Probably they'll upload an offered candidate or a candidate who's in an interview process, probably they'll upload, but not the every candidate they engage with, right? So what
yes,
I did, a one simple hack. What I did, I saw people using Google Sheets. So to one of my clients where I was doing some advisory for them, I saw all of them are on Google Sheets. Okay.
yes.
So now what I did, I automated this Google Sheet through app scripts. Okay.
Okay,
Right.
yeah,
So in this Google Sheets, like when you're moving from one round to another round, there was they had an interview panel with them. First round of interview, they used to do it. So all of
yes,
this were chaotic. So what I did, once you do one click, then that will automatically move to another sheet, and the interviewer will get intimated in their mail immediately. Or else these people will go to the Slack and they'll say, ki, hey, look, I have scheduled this. Can you do this? And again, they will come back saying, ki, okay, I have scheduled it. I've not scheduled it. So there was a lot of friction there, right?
yeah,
So by
yeah,
implementing this, what happened? It was very simple, and I did not want to change their behavior.
yeah,
Okay, so I
yeah,
stuck to the Google Sheet. I came up with simple app script which automated a bunch of things, and that also helped them visualize good dashboards. Because in
yeah,
ATSs, the dashboards may not be the way we want, right? So
yeah,
most of
yeah,
the
yeah,
ATS dashboards are designed for the leadership, right?
yeah,
They try to sell it to the leadership, so they design it for the leadership. So there are a lot of aspects which are missing here and there based on what a TA head or a TA manager wants. So now what we did along with this app script, whatever small pieces of automation we did, we were able to even build a visualization what people wanted, the TA managers and TA head. So that
yeah,
helped them like improve the process or also have a better visualization. I'll tell you one
yeah.
simple example. Today, a lot of them blame recruiters because recruiters are the scapegoat, right? So you come
Yes,
and say,
yes,
okay, you're not able to close positions. Now, one
yeah,
big challenge is, what is the time duration for each interview? Are the interviewers being very swift? So this was
yep,
not being captured anywhere, right? What is
yep,
the aging, right? That was not being captured. So now what we did in that app script itself, we started capturing what is the aging period between each interview. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that we had some alerts. Okay.
Yeah.
So that alert said, okay, this particular requirement, this particular interviewer is not very swift. And
Yeah.
that way we were able to present it to the leadership boss. For this rec, we are not able to close much because the hiring manager is not swift. You have the data. So this
Yes.
helped them visualize it.
So it's not our fault, it's your fault, hiring manager.
Exactly. Exactly.
I love that. Do you know the thing that you said there that really opened my eyes most is don't try and change the don't try and change the tools and the behaviors that the recruiters have already embedded. Make them better. And you did it with AppScript, and you've automated some simple things that have made their life easier. But they've it's like adoption was already there because they were already using it. I never thought I'd find myself. I never thought I'd find myself promoting the concept of using Google Sheets for recruiters, but I completely get why you did that, and it's a very smart move. So, Ashfaq, thanks very much for taking the time to join me today. Where can people find you?
On LinkedIn, I'm right there. I use that's the only app which I'm most active on, right? I don't
Yeah,
use other apps, right? So yeah, people can connect me there. Ashfaq and Recruiting Monk, if they type, they should get it.
yeah. Lovely. Okay, Ashfaq, thanks very much. Good to see you.
Thank you, Adam. Bye bye.